What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of stuff going on in the show tonight. What do we have this week from Impact? What do we got this week? Basically, still kind of a little bit after the fallout of Hard to Kill and whatnot. We kicked the show off with Rich Swan. Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown were on commentary. Rich Swan came out and talked about how he worked his whole life to become a pro wrestler and become a world champion one day. And now that he is a world champion, he didn't realize that he has such a big target on his back. But, he fights hard. There's nothing here to complain. But he wants to take care of something different, some different business. He called out Tommy Dreamer. And he talked about February the 13th. February the 13th is No Surrender. February 13th is also Tommy Dreamer's birthday and whatnot. And he wanted to, he talked about how Dreamer's done so much for this business and everybody in the locker room. And, basically never even surrendered in ECW. And he wanted to give him a title shot and whatnot at No Surrender, which I don't know how he's getting one. Sami Callihan came out then basically saying that Tommy Dreamer is playing politics and Rich Swan is embarrassing the company since you lost to Kenny Omega at Hard to Kill. And Callihan, he lost his match, but at least he didn't embarrass Impact. He wants a world title shot. Chris Bay came out then saying February 13th is his birthday, and he wants a title shot. So, what's so funny about February the 13th? And I know these guys want a title shot because it's their birthday. My birthday's on February the 13th. So, hey, maybe I should get a title shot if Rich Swan's handing out title shots on birthdays. I'm like, so yeah, I share a birthday with Tommy Dreamer and Chris Bay, I guess. So, yeah, my birthday's on February the 13th. So, yeah, folks, everybody's getting a title shot because it's their birthday. But next thing, Moose comes out then, and then he wants a title shot, saying everybody's afraid to challenge him for his TNA title. And Moose, basically said that Chris Bay and Callahan never beat, him or Rich Swan, and he beat the hell out of Willie Mack to get a title shot. Rich Swan basically said, hey, I gave you a chance, but you didn't want to accept the match last week. So you want to do it on Moose time, so you just have to wait. Everybody started brawling in, but as the heels kind of backed off, next thing you know, Sami Callihan does a little hacker thing, and Ken Shamrock shows up, and basically all the heels beat up the faces right there, taking them out. Okay, first off, why is... I guess he wants to give him a title shot, but come on, let's be honest here. And I know it's just the Impact Plus shows and whatnot for No Surrender, but does anybody really want to see Tommy Dreamer versus Rich Swan? I really ask y'all that question. I don't hate Tommy Dreamer, but it's like, come on now. It's like, do I need him to really get a world title shot at this point against Swan? I'm serious. Do I really need to see that? Like, does anybody need to see that? Okay? And the whole segment is just almost something you probably would see at WWE when everybody's coming out and it ends up into a tag team match, a la Teddy Long and whatnot. So that's something out of this whole segment. But I just thought it was funny that, hey, man, I got a birthday. How about we making a four-way hit? Put me in it. I want to shot at that world title. So, hey, man, that'd be a good birthday gift. But, yeah, I'm just kidding, though. Yeah, the segment, though, I just don't really want to see Swan versus Dreamer, though. I really don't. But Swan, Mac, and Dreamer in the back, they were pissed off at what happened, and they told Scott D'Amore we want a tag match, but it's a 4-on-3, but Scott D'Amore had somebody in the locker room who was going to be the mystery person, which they seemed very excited to see who was going to beat the mystery people. Next, though, we got, it's Matt Cardona! Matt Cardona, his new theme. Somebody said it's Downstate. Who doesn't use Downstate as music? Him and Josh Alexander went against Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Good match, I should say. Not a bad tag. Fulton took the pinfall, so, it's not Ace taking it. Basically, Cardona won with, I guess I'd say, the Rough Rider and whatnot for the win. So, not a bad tag match. I don't really know where Josh Alexander is really going to go on somewhat from here, given that, Ethan Page is gone from the company. He's technically dead, so Mortal Kombat style. So I think they're going to make him into like a single star. That's all I can really see coming since it's no more North, which does suck still, but that's what I see happening. Cardona, I'm assuming it's going to be a match between him and Ace at some point, so we'll see what happens. What else did they have? Yes, Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone show up, of course, to do their paid AEW advertisement, basically talk about how they were separated, but now they were back together again, and that, he loves the wrestling fans and cares about them, like Don Callis, and other than promote the show and say that the Good Brothers are on there and that, you can go, we got the Beach Break show coming up. So, yeah, just another, Jacksonville Dixie promo from Tony Khan, which wasn't even that good of a promo in general. But yeah, he wants to be a heel all of a sudden. But what else? Matt Cardona ended up walking to Brian Myers, kind of like the Edgeheads, and basically Brian Myers, he told Josh Alexander, I see you set on my Janetti right there. And let me show you how to do business. As he went out there to go against Eddie Edwards, which was actually a pretty good match until it was ended up in a DQ due to Eddie Edwards poking but Eddie Edwards poking or biting Brian Myers' eye or something. Which, Man Strike said, could the old Eddie Edwards be back? I'm like, how's he the old Eddie Edwards? He's still like crazy Eddie Edwards right now. So I don't get him biting. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to go back to crazy Eddie again. And, it doesn't beat Brian Myers, given that Brian Myers has been getting multiple wins lately. They didn't really have him lose here. Kier Hogan and Tasha Steelz will talk about the whole Fire and Flava Festival tonight, but they ain't been selling no tickets. And the only people that ball was some ugly folks. And as Johnny Swinger passed by with 3 women, Kier said, I got a horrible idea. Big Money Matt Hardy, and Private Party were there to talk about their match at No Surrender, which I'm surprised they don't do it on a regular show for the tag titles. But, talk about the credit and everything, got put in the hard work, and we're getting all this money, and, he's still taking a cut out of this. But, you guys are getting title shots at, at No Surrender, and, still AEW got to win that Battle Royale, and that they're going to put a bounty on the Young Bucks, but they probably didn't want to do bounties. All right, we'll look at it as a bonus then, okay? The percentages of money will start going up when we do this. So, yeah, Big Money Matt and Private Party continue to show up on both shows now. So, yeah, again, tag title shots out the Woo-Ha. What's next? Decay came out. Rosemary versus Tennille Dashwood. Not a bad match. Actually, that bad. It's actually pretty good. Rosemary getting the win with the wing clipper. I'm surprised we're still doing this whole thing with them and Tennille Dashwood. But, right after, Triple XL were in the back as Rosemary looked at Lawrence right there, Larry D and whatnot. Larry D ended up punching Crazy Steve as AC basically, like we don't hit women and whatnot. As Rosemary was pissed off then. I would like to see another third member of Decay if they can get another third one. I know it's not Abyss there anymore, but I would like if they get a third member. Next, Jordan Grace and Jazz were talking to Deonna Purrazzo, Susan, and Kimberly as basically, I guess it's going to be a one-on-one match with Jordan and Susan next week, so we'll see where that goes. Alicia Edwards trying to be an MC or trying to be a rapper or whatever the fuck she was doing out there. I guess was the MC for the Fire and Flava Festival as she talked about the drip drip and introduced, both the Fire and the Boricua Badass as Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz came out. And the referee ended up calling it a dumpster fire, which this segment really was, as, they start giving out this food, or I guess they got from the ATL and whatnot. And I guess there was some soda or whatever it was, which Alicia spit out. And then next, the puffin stuff guy from Marshmallow Dude from the Ghostbusters movie shows up, which I think it was Flava since he wasn't invited to this whole thing. But, everybody else got invited from Swinger and whatnot. It ended up being Nevaeh and Havoc showing up from behind, knocking Tasha and Kiera out of the ring in, which, basically the referee wanted the refund, but they weren't getting no refund. James Storm, Chris Sabin in the back. We're talking about, they're not done with Matt Hardy and Private Party. And, we're not done with the Good Brothers. And listen, we're not the Motor City Machine Guns or Beer Money, but, as they took some shots, I don't know what they can call them. Beer Gun? Gun Money? Gun Money. The Motor City Beer? No. I don't know. Beer Gun. Something. I have no idea. I have to work on that. Joe Doring went against Cousin Jake. Violent by Design was out there with him. Joe Doring basically beating Jake out there. Jake Diener basically hit him with a big Death Valley driver and a clothesline with big lariat on him for the win. And as they started beating up Jake Diener then going for his leg, they were going to put a chair on him, but Eric Young said, stop it. All right? He says, the world belongs to us, not you. Basically leaving a towel, kind of giving an invitation to him, like, join us, basically. Because the world will belong to us. like I said, Violent by Design is not a bad group. I like that they repackaged Cody Deaner. They could get with Jake, so they are looking like a dominant faction right now. So I like what Eric Young is doing. It's not sanity, but I like what's going on with Eric Young and them right now. But as the main event happened, who was going to be the mystery partner for Swan and crew, it ended up being Trey Miguel, which I thought he was gone when the rest of the Rascals were gone. I was actually surprised to see that. The 8-man tag was not bad, even though I feel like Trey Miguel's only been gone other than a few weeks. We already know where Dez and Wentz are. They went to NXT. WWE and whatnot, having those very bad name changes. I don't mind MSK name, but I thought, honestly, I didn't know where Trey Miguel was going. I actually thought Trey Miguel was either going to be going AEW or he was going to be going somewhere else. I didn't think he'd be back on Impact again. So I was actually surprised to see him here, even though he was gone, like, what, maybe almost a month ago the Rascals left. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised. Trey Miguel. Hopefully, it's not. If they are doing something different with him, it's not going to be the whole, 420 weed. Let's all sit in the smoke circle, looking like that '70s show and whatnot. So, and don't get me wrong, they tried to give Trey Miguel singles push before, but it didn't really go anywhere. I was starting to dig it, but he kept losing all the time. And even when he got a world title shot, it's like, why was he in this when he kind of loses back at Slammiversary? I like Trey Miguel, but there's still more time to. They still need time to build him up, and it like they dropped the ball on that. Could they get a second chance with this? We'll see. But he did get the roll-up win on the Sami Callihan, getting the team for the win. Shamrock and I don't know, Callahan started punching referees then, so don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, very surprised to see Trey Miguel back in the main event. Show was okay. I'll give Impact that. Like I said, other than seeing more AEW people on here and Trey Miguel coming back on the show, it wasn't particularly a bad show, I should say. I just don't get Swan while he's handing out title shots like that. Especially, I don't really want to see him versus Tommy Dreamer. I still think it's funny that all this shit lands on my birthday. But yeah. I'm not sure about that. Crazy Eddie Edwards. In some ways, I want him to go back to regular Eddie Edwards at this point. The Fire and Flava Festival was very corny. I thought it was funny, but still corny at the same time. I guess Havoc and Nevaeh are still going for those tag belts. What else? Yeah, Private Party still going for the Impact tag titles, but we'll see what happens. Other than that, though, that is my review of Impact. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Check out the Urban Wrestling Network podcast. Also, check out videos from them and myself. A lot going on from there. We will be back later on for an NXT and AEW review some point by later tonight or whenever you're watching this video, okay? Other than that, I am done with this review. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.